Sticks and stones will break your bones, they seldom let you snooze. Spooky, scary skeletons will wake you with a boo.
This hour of Radio Free Bravo is dedicated to those brave souls who risk their lives against the knife-edged scraptionist hordes to protect the last broadcast bastion of truth, justice, and freedom in the wasteland. Despite being carpetbagger thieves who have stolen our small town's livelihood, attacked our traditions, and attempted to appropriate our cultural heritage for themselves, those downtowners really stepped it up when it came to saving my bacon. A bulletin has been released from the Bravo Oil Cooperative reminding the townsfolk that reports of revolt and riot in the fields have been grossly overstated. A representative from the generous and handsome barons indicated that any who made further attempt to disrupt the flow of Bravo's precious lifeblood will be dealt with swiftly. You go get 'em, boys. And now a special word from our sponsors at the Church of Telling Visions. Reverend Michael J. Seaver wishes everyone a very happy This Is Halloween, and reminds those characters who are not yet rated for adult programming that they should avoid the nemesis at all costs. Stay safe and stay tuned in. You're listening to Radio Free Bravo. Election season is upon us again, folks, and in my humble opinion, it is the patriotic duty of every Texican to get to the polls and get that weaselly little engineer and his long drink of water doctor pal out of office. First they tried to ban our honored tradition of indentured servitude, and now they're leading the townies who want to squelch on rent. Where does it end, folks? I'll tell you where, with Just Joan, our only hope for a bright future. Remember, folks, this election season, vote for Just Joan. We now turn to our roving reporter for this month's Poetry Corner. Who's this month's submission from, Sugar Nips?
Well, this month's submission comes to us from Mr. or Mrs. Anonymous and was found carved into a nondescript object in the corner of town. It reads, Those which are the most dreadful and the loathliest of all are haply still to be declared. The end. Well, ain't that nice? I think it has something to do with the symbolizing of the eternal cycle we is all a part of.
Very insightful, darling. Very insightful. In sporting news, this year's Hoochtoberfest was a rousing success, with none other than the scum-sucking downtown trash Cadence Lloyd taking the prize. Early reports from critics indicate that there were no, quote, real men at the drinking contest, and, quote, any fool who thinks he can outdrink me is dumber than an iron slave on Turlet Hooch. Get ready for next year's contest, fellas. And now for a word from our sponsors at the Crooked Creek Company.
Howdy, folks. This here's a public service announcement from us folks at the Crooked Creek Company. We got too many bandits on our roads, thieves in our public houses, and murderers walking our streets. So if you see anything out of the ordinary, tell us about it, and we'll see to it that justice is done and our streets are safe. The Crooked Creek Company.
Speaking of justice, this just in, folks. Counselor Erickson von Hulu Netflix has been caught attempting to bribe the honest journalist at Radio Free Bravo. What a joker this guy is, folks. Doesn't he even know how the pledge works? You don't bribe us, counselor. We bribe you. Seems to me that's one pure blood who needs to go take a jump off the pissin' cliff. Tragedy in the farms. Today is the fourth infant this month was snatched from its crib by the mysterious baby napper that has been plaguing Bravo's outlands. Eyewitnesses report seeing a figure draped in red shortly after the attack, only to lose track of the crimson cad moments later. What kind of world have we come to, folks, when our children are threatened not only by the hordes of Zed, but by our garishly dressed neighbors? That's it for this hour's news, folks. Remember, stay safe, stay free, and stay listening to Radio Free Bravo.
Jeepers creepers, where'd you get those peepers? Jeepers creepers, where'd you get those eyes?